your relationship with shame and embarrassment needs to change. In order for you to progress forward, you must change how you see shame and embarrassment. So the emotions shame and embarrassment are actually words that represent ego death. Because when you feel shame, it oftentimes involves the way others perceive you, right? Or embarrassment, how others perceive you. And it's basically your ego dying, saying, oh my God, my sense of self-worth needs to disappear. It's ego death. It's like, for example, when you slip in public and you feel embarrassed, it's like, oh, did people see me? Oh my God, I'm scared. You know what I mean? Oh my God, my ego, my sense of self-worth has diminished. Why? Because people saw me do something quote unquote embarrassing. But it's actually, it's not an emotion that serves you. Another thing that we need to remember is we are conditioned into the emotions in which we feel. As kids, we watch how others around us in life interact with each other and then learn to develop those emotions. A child, maybe once he gets to the age of 1 or 2, may have a slight sense of shame and embarrassment. But a baby really doesn't. They don't care about something. They don't really know. They learn to develop that as they continue to interact with human beings. And once you learn to forgive yourself faster than anything else for making any mistakes that you would consider outside of your character, you progress extremely fast in life. You learn to grow. You learn to forgive yourself and move on. The problem is, the open loops in our minds that we create are often what hold us back. If something happened or we did something out of character, we constantly ponder why? That's not in my character. Why did that happen? Or why did I do this? When you can say, okay, that was out of character. I forgive myself. I accept it. Let me move on now. Now I know for the future not to make that mistake. Or I slipped in public. I'm human. Or I embarrassed myself and maybe I spilled a drink on me in public. That's okay. I'm human. I'm allowed to make mistakes. When you have that sort of mindset, speed in which you progress, it's fast, bro. Fast. Part of the emotion, embarrassment, and shame actually comes from how others perceive you. You keep externalizing your sense of self-worth, looking to others to validate the individual that you are. But you're playing a losing game. You're playing a losing game. What others think of you is as much as they think of themselves. So those people pointing at you and criticizing you for simply making human mistakes would only criticize themselves because they're in the position of making decisions that you made. And once you learn to see it like that, it kind of becomes extremely hard for you then to point the finger at yourself ever. So first, it's like, stop caring about what other people think of you. Why? By understanding they only think of you as much as they think of themselves. And if you constantly look into others and caring what they think of you, it's because you've forgotten what you think of yourself. You outsource your self-identity. And if others can give you one, they can be the same people that rob you of it. They can be the same people that rob you of your self-identity if they're the ones that assign you. And the ability to rapidly stop caring about what other people think of you, then accept yourself and forgive yourself if you make any mistakes, you'd be unstoppable. You know, a lot of people desire to become content creators and put out content. A part of people's reason for not putting out content, part of their fear comes from their fear of being perceived. Part of their reason for not putting out content or being online comes from the fear of being seen. Which comes from the fear of being perceived. But they don't understand what perception is. Because if they understood what perception is, they really wouldn't care. When a bird comes and looks at you and stares at you for a long time, the bird is perceiving you. Yet you assign no meaning to a bird staring at you. But when you see another human, suddenly when they're staring at you and they look at you in a certain way or they observe what you do, you assign meaning to that. Why? Because somehow you think their opinions matter. They don't matter. You know how much sometimes your opinion doesn't matter, right? Because what they think of you is only what they think of themselves. What you understand is the people who move fast in this life, the people who are trendsetters, the people who are opinion leaders, are the people who have the most respect for themselves and what they say. And understand how much value they have as an individual. Because, most of society plays a game of outsourcing their sense of self-worth and their validation to others. So they'll stay lost forever. But the speed in which you can progress as an individual and attain the things that you want comes from the speed in which you can, first of all, believe in thyself, become an individual, trust in what you say, accept yourself, give yourself all the mistakes that you make. Change your relationship with shame and embarrassment. Embarrassment is a great emotion to keep society intact. If you don't have an element of aib, Aib is a shame in Arabic, right? If you didn't have a sense of aib, like you wouldn't have a sense of, a sense of shame, like, not doing so certain, weird shit in public. I understand, you know what I mean? Like, having a bit of modesty to you, a bit of class to you, it's all essential for, the well-being of society, even the well-being of you as an individual. But being embarrassed of doing the basic shit, like I'm talking to a camera in public right now in the middle of the city in a very busy district. Doesn't seem like as of right now, but it is a very busy district. Yet, most people wouldn't do this because they're scared. They'll be scared and embarrassed. But what do I have to be embarrassed about? This shit goes viral. This thing kicks off. I make money. I succeed. Are their opinions paying bills? No. Are their opinions helping me elevate in any shape or form? No. All they can ever do is look and perceive me, and their perception comes from how they see themselves. There's nothing to be ashamed of. And your relationship with the fear of being seen is directly related to speed in which you can progress and get to the place that you want to be. But first begin by changing your relationship with shame and embarrassment. And that comes with forgiving yourself at a rapid speed when you make mistakes that you consider outside of character. Forgive yourself because you're human. What I say is, if I ever do something wrong or if I embarrass myself, I forgive myself. I'm only human. Close the open loop in your mind. The speed in which you can close the open loop in your mind would allow you to progress so fast in life. You can then save the mental real estate or the mental RAM space, for more important tips. So remember to change your relationship with shame and embarrassment. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.